What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well, and welcome to the final part of the Deep Desert Base video series. Here we are going to talk about the last few things you should research, some machines that you're still going to want to build, and make a few changes to the way we do things and some last minute items that we need to cover. But without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. We kind of left off part 3 working towards that large ore refinery, still focusing on being as productive as we can and as efficient as we can in our resources. But now we want to start looking at different options that we can make use of. For instance, these advanced garment fabricator, the weapons fabricator, these are machines that you can build out into the deep desert because of the reduced cost, get what you need from them, better armor, better weapons, better still suits, etc., and then just go ahead and destroy the machine to reclaim all those components that you used to make it. There are some, like the vehicle fabricator, augmentation station, eventually you're going to want to have just in Haga. Things like medium storage containers and these spice generators. They're going to kind of be, dependent on how much stuff you have and if you need more storage space for it. Mediums definitely hold a lot more. And the spice generators make a ton more power if you need it. But what we're trying to do here is we're eventually working our way towards being able to build the large spice refinery. This is a big moment in your Dune Awakening career. It's similar to when you get your first ornithopter and you finally take to the air. Being able to refine huge batches of spice is going to be a godsend. And this is one of the final achievements as far as construction goes. So this is what we're aiming for now. Keep in mind, you still get that reduced requirements here in the deep desert. So what you're probably going to end up doing is building this out in the deep desert to use when you're refining spice here, to the point where you're just building up the resources to be able to finally build one back in your Haga base. And it's going to take a little while. I mean, you need 1,000 spice melange, which getting it 10 per batch coming out of a medium refinery, it's going to take a long time. But you can get one, 5? Because you get 200 for every large batch you make. It does take 10,000 spice. But yeah, 5 batches out of this thing and you'll be able to build one back in Haga and keep it forever. But we're going to make use of this here out in the deep desert by not only getting that reduced component cost, but also we're going to look at our placement for our base to kind of tailor it to the operations that we're doing right now. Now, this base I've built here, we're no longer on the shield wall. We have built out in the sands. We're actually out at the very top of D sector because when the spice blooms happen out here, we're able to react to them so much faster. Instead of being all the way down here and flying out, this kind of puts us in the center of all the action. And, you can be out there, medium spice bloom goes, and you're almost immediately able to respond to it. Now, this does cause a change in the way we build our base. There are some things here that we don't need. So in my base here, I don't have any kind of ore refinery, small, medium, or large. I did build some desk stills, and I do have that medium chemical refinery just for fuel cells. But we have a much reduced size and a little more specialization towards this base because we don't need to worry about having to tow a buggy in and use it to get materials. This is strictly for us to get to the air, go out, gather spice in large amounts, and be able to fly it back really quick. If you are still working towards getting like a carrier and the carry-all, you're going to be relying on the storage capacity of your ornithopter, and making these short trips is going to be so much better and so much faster for you. How long it takes for you to get enough materials from the deep desert to be able to build these machines back at your Haga base that you're going to be able to keep and use whenever you need to, it's going to depend on, how much time you spend out there, how efficient you are with the time that you have, and there's going to be a little bit of luck involved that when you are out there, the spice is flowing. If it's not, that's going to put you at a disadvantage. But The end goal to all of this is for us to be able to gather enough resources to make all of these machines and all these fabricators back at our own Haga base. That way we have them whenever we need them. You'll be able to make whatever you want to make, and you did it because of that reduced cost out in the deep desert, and then by being able to store up and process all the materials out there to bring back to Haga. So that's what we're basically, the whole point of this was to get you to the point where you're collecting these materials fast enough and efficient enough so that eventually you'll have all these things built at home. There's one last material that I want to talk about that you can find out here in the deep desert. Now, we've gone over, treasure hunting to get some advanced materials, taking some crashed ships, and we even talked about testing stations having materials in them. But if you look at these forgotten caves, when you cut the door and head in here, there's going to be a couple bad guys in there, pretty strong, but it's usually only 2 or 3, maybe 4. And what we're looking for specifically is a Constellation Chest that you'll find in the bigger forgotten caves. So we're going to dispatch with these guys here. And one more. Can't see. There you go. He's tough. All right. So it has a bigger chest back here, which is great. And you'll see here some of those items like the plasteel plates and some the carbide infused blade parts. But this item here, you can't see it because it's already been opened. But this is the Constellation Chest, and that second item, the first one now, but yeah, that one, spice-infused plastanium dust. This is a pretty quick and easy way to get that material. The other places, like I said, are testing stations, but they could be a little difficult, so don't forget to hit those hidden caves as well now. After that, it's just, building up everything that you've got. I would suggest that you make, like I said, the garment and the weapons fabricators out in the deep desert so that you can get the advanced armors, still suits, and weapons. And that's going to make you a little stronger and a little tougher so that you can handle the testing stations, you can handle those forgotten caves a lot easier. And then go ahead, destroy those things, reclaim the materials, because you're really looking towards making the large spice refinery as soon as you can. Once you do, then you can look at options as to get carriers, sand crawlers, if you want to. Stay with your, you could stay with your assault and just hand compact it. Build bases either on the shield wall if you need plastanium, or out actually in the sands on the rocky outcroppings if you need spice. But just keep working towards making your character and your inventory better and stronger. That's what the deep desert's for. Once you start making this equipment, the next step is going to be working on those overland maps, the dungeons and testing stations that we have there. But you can really get some decent output as far as collecting spice, collecting plastanium, by getting this better equipment and getting bigger and better machinery. As you see here, this was 3 medium fields that I was able to hit in succession and pulled back a lot of spice. This is going to go to great use, but that's what the whole point of this series was to try to help you get to the point where you can start making this equipment, start making these materials in the fastest and most efficient way that I know in order to get that done. So I hope this helped, and I wish you the best of luck in your journeys. Love to hear your experiences on it, so leave a comment below. I'd appreciate it. And as always, I will see you out there. Take care.